If you were admitted into heaven, would you thank the devil? Now, I'm not asking this as a religious question or anything like that. You don't need to be religious, or even if you are religious, that doesn't really matter. I'm just using this to pose an interesting thought that I had. So imagine that the only reason people do bad things is because the devil influences them to do so. If that's the case, then the only reason people will go to hell for being bad is because they were influenced again by the devil, which means if there was no devil, there would be no reason to have a hell. And if there's no hell, there would be no reason to have a heaven because heaven and hell are complements of each other. And if there's no complement in a pair, then the pair doesn't function. Like there's no beauty without ugly because beauty is a comparison to ugly things. You have to see something ugly to decide that something else is beautiful, and vice versa. So, for the sake of this argument, it would be somewhat reasonable to make the claim that without the devil, a person would not be able to go to heaven. So, if you were admitted into heaven, would you owe the devil thanks for that? Like, without now removing all the religious imagery to try and make the example and putting it towards like a life experience. If you went through a traumatic life experience and through that life experience, you learned something important about yourself or about the world or about something else, do you owe it to that experience? Should you be thankful for that experience? Would you owe that experience some sort of like respect or thankful gesture? Well, not really gesture, but just like respect in your heart and mind? Because without it, you would not have learned that lesson. Because me personally, I could kind of see both sides of the argument, but I lean more towards no, you don't owe a thankful gesture. You don't owe it to that experience because it wasn't the experience that was important. It was the lesson that you learned, and the only reason you were able to come out of that is because of what you did or what someone else did to help you get out of that experience, that terrible situation. So what I'm saying is like, no, I wouldn't thank the devil because the devil isn't why I got to heaven. I got to heaven because of the goodness that I did and my dismissal of his influences. But I've just been pondering on that. So let me know what you think about that. And let me know how you feel about that.